Oh, good afternoon, everybody. I've had some things on my mind past day and a half that I want to get out there. So we all had a fairly emotional election day. For some of you, it went great the way you wanted to go. For others, not so much, myself included. I did vote for Hillary, and for those of you that don't know me, if you're going to put a label on it, I would say I'm probably about as liberal as you're going to get. Now, having said that, the term liberal has become synonymous with, communism, socialism, whatever. I just believe everybody believes to be treated equal, no matter their race, sex, gender, creed, religion, whatever. People just need to be treated decent. And if that makes me a liberal, then fine, I guess I'm a fucking liberal. Having said that, if you are watching this and you voted for Trump, know that I love you. I'm glad you had a voice. I'm glad you exercised your right. I'm glad it went in your favor. If you're watching this and you didn't vote, I love you. You can choose to vote or not vote. That's entirely your right. So I don't care if you did or didn't. If you voted for a third party, love you too. You vote your conscience. That's all you can do. Now, having said that, a lot of people are scared. A lot of my family, friends, co-workers, acquaintances, people I care about are scared. Trump ran his campaign on an extremely hateful platform, marginalizing almost anybody who wasn't a middle-class white man. And that's how he got the votes. Flat out, that's how he got the votes. He's hateful. He doesn't care about anybody else but himself, which all politicians do. I'll even say it about, Obama to a certain extent. They're all politicians. They're all in it for themselves. But we don't need to be scared. Yesterday, I went on a tirade. I posted all over Facebook. I was in everybody's face. And I'm truly sorry. If I offended anybody, I'm sorry. I was in shock. I just, for the life of me, and still don't, I'll be wrapping my head around it for at least 4 years. How we could let that happen as a nation. How could we let a man like that be in charge of everything that comes along with being president? But the more I think about it, and I had some talks with people, and I had some conversations with some other Republicans and people who voted for Trump that don't necessarily call themselves Republicans. And I feel a lot better today. The weather's better. There's no clouds in the sky, and I kind of take that as a good sign of what's to come. The thing about it is, he still works for us. We still hold him accountable for his actions. So if he's truly going to enact everything he said he's going to enact, that is on us to stop. And however that looks is however that looks. He's still accountable. There's checks and balances in place, and there's a bunch of Republicans that don't like him. So they have the House, the Senate, and now the presidency. There's a bunch of people who still aren't going to work with Trump. Now, it has been shown that they will toe the party line, because that's all they care about is their jobs, their money, and their party affiliation. But there's a lot of people that don't like him, folks, and I don't think he's going to have as easy of a time as he thinks he is. But here's what we do. If we want change, it starts with us. Posting on Facebook brings awareness. It does nothing to solve the problems. So the minute we see Trump starting to overturn gay marriage, outlaw abortion, build a physical or a metaphorical wall. I think if you think Trump is really actually going to build a wall, you're glib. I'm sorry, you're glib. Because that can't happen. That won't happen. And really, Mexico will not pay for it. So I hope you didn't. I honestly hope any of my friends watching this did not believe that. But we enact change in our daily lives and our day-to-day interactions with people, right? So I went home last night and I hugged my daughter, and I looked at my wife, and here I am living with two women now. One woman and one girl, a future woman. My wife works hard. She works as hard as any man I've met. She's her own person. She really is. And one thing I love about her is that she is so independent and her work ethic is strong. What you do to enact this change is you start at home. You teach your daughters, you teach your sons, you teach them their own worth, a woman's worth, the other sex's worth. You teach them not to hate homosexual people just because they're different. You teach them not to hate black people just because they're different. You teach them not to hate illegal immigrants because they're different and their status in this country is not the same as yours. That's where you start the change. And protest all you want. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm all for civil disobedience. Do whatever it takes. Just make sure it doesn't get violent. No one gets hurt. Burn your flag. Burn the shit out of the flag. If that's what you feel like you have to do, burn it. But not getting out and being active in your community is not going to help anything. Retroactively, I'm not sure how good the protests are going to go over because, folks, he's a president now. He's the president-elect. 71 days, he will be inaugurated. And we will be living with that, and we will be dealing with that probably for years to come. So you might as well just go ahead and get used to it now. I hate it. It sucks. It's the worst possible thing that could have happened, but it happened. But you can't just sit and post posters and stuff like that. And I'm guilty as hell. I did it. You can't just share things on Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat or Face Tweet or whatever and expect change to happen. You cannot do that. You have to get out. You have to get involved. Go volunteer at an AIDS outreach center. Go volunteer for PFLAG. Go volunteer at a soup kitchen. Help the homeless people. Food lines, whatever. Hug a Republican. You have to love these people. These are our fellow human beings and we are on earth with them. It's hard to love them, I know. But we're not going to get anywhere with violence, hate, and vitriol. That's their way of doing things. That's not our way of doing things. So I'm going to give him a chance. He has not proven, other than lack of any kind of political experience, lack of political correctness, lack of business acumen, lack of just not giving a shit about anybody but himself, is not going to... Hold on one second.
We're just trying to see if you can help me with $240 or $1. We got a motel room. Trying to get $33 so we won't get evicted.
Gotcha.
$240 and we got in the mind.
I have a quarter.
That might work.
Yeah, that's all I have.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. So we're not. That's their way of doing things. We're not going to stoop to their level, and we're not. What we need to do and what we have to do is love. We have to love. We have to volunteer. We have to make our voices heard. We have to speak up when we see injustices, and we have to actually physically unass ourselves from the couch and get out there and do something about it. If we don't, we have no business thinking the way we think. None whatsoever. If you truly want equal rights for everybody, you've got to get out and do something. And I'm guilty. I will let you know right now, I am guilty as hell of just posting a little poster on Facebook and going, this is going to help. I did something. No, I didn't. I didn't do shit. I didn't make a difference. If anybody wants to get with me and we can have a talk about what that looks like and what we can do to organize and help people, then I'm all for it. I'm all ears. But until it's done, I'm going to give him a chance. The minute he missteps, the minute he steps on anybody's toes, the minute he marginalizes groups of society, we're all in. That's the revolution, right? Love is the revolution. We are all in. Now is the time for everybody to unite. Black, white, or Asian, I almost said it, Hispanic, gay, LGBTQ, everyone unites, and we come together and we love each other like we have not ever loved each other before. And we look out for each other. We protect each other. We shelter each other. We give each other food. We take people to church with us. We don't take people to church with us. Whatever that looks like, but we all have to unite. All these groups that are pissed off that Donald Trump got elected, now is our time to put aside our differences and not be lazy, and we love each other. We love each other. We love Republicans. We love everybody. We smother everybody with love. And if we can do that, and if we can start doing that, then we enact change. We are the change. If you change 2 or 3 people's minds, you've done it. If you change one person's mind, you've done it. But we've got to put aside every petty difference, and we all have to come together. And we can beat this, and we'll make it. And we're going to be okay. We're going to come out of it in 4 years. We're going to be okay. We've gone through worse. We all survived Bush. We got through that. We're going to be fine. We're going to be okay. And in closing, I just want you to know, I love you guys. I really do. I know I come off sometimes as a gruff son of a bitch on Facebook, and I do like to stir up shit. And I do say some controversial things. I have some controversial views on stuff, but, you guys are my friends for a reason. And if I didn't want to be around you, and I didn't want you guys in my life, you wouldn't be here. A message for Donald Trump. Donald, please don't screw this up. Take this opportunity to prove all of us wrong. You've got too many people out here, too many lives depend on it. You and your vice president, y'all, this is it. This is the show. You have to think about everybody in the country, because right now, my interests are not represented in Washington. They really are not. Come Inauguration Day, when you take over, you're not representing me. I'm sorry, you're not. You're the president, but you don't have my interests in mind. Don't screw it up, man. Please don't. The minute you overstep your bounds, and the minute you hurt anybody I'm close to or love, or anybody that I have not met yet, the minute you hurt them, we're rising up, and we're not going to let you do it. It's going to be on us to say, you cannot do that. We're not going to take it. Write that down, quote it, whatever. Put me on a watch list. Just know that you're not going to get away with it. Don't screw this up. You have the chance of a lifetime. So, everybody be excellent to each other. We're going to be okay. I know it hurts, but we're going to be fine, and we're going to come out of this. Love everybody. Love everybody. That's the only way we're going to make it through. Y'all have a good afternoon. Have a good weekend. And I'll talk to you later.